All right, guys. Looks like we're live now. It is 1:51 on Saturday, so the official show starts at 2 p.m. Welcome. Let me know how the audio and everything sounds, because I'm getting like some intermittent weirdness on my broadcasting software. So please in chat, let me know if you guys can actually see me. Let's see. You guys see us?
Testing, 1, 2.
Yeah.
Testing.
Exactly.
Check, check.
Yeah. Hopefully it's okay. So like if you see on my streaming software, for a little while there, it was like no activity. So hopefully it'll just like work out. And so it's like, okay, they're saying it's not a big deal. All right. Sound is fine. All right. Good. Good. That's an improvement. Yeah. Like so far, my streaming software, not that happy, but glad you guys are here. Glad you guys made it. So do you guys know who this guy is? This is Nathan. He's been on the channel a few times before as a guest for the live show. And his aquarium has also been featured a number of the times over the years, and he's on just to hang out with us, and he is also in the process of setting up his new aquarium, or at least in the planning stages of that new aquarium. And so we can kind of like pick his brain on
there's money down on it. We're past just the planning stages. So there's money sunk.
So yeah, just saying that the money really gets sunk once everything actually shows up and you have to stitch it all together. Yeah. I've done a thing where I pull up the Patreon crowd real quick. So let me go ahead and do that. By the way, he and my volumes are different. So if you could let me know if either I have to be turned up or down, or if he has to be turned up or down, let me know, because
I'm not consistent with I don't have the soothing fan voice. I have a much more emotional wearing on my sleeve voice, where if I get excited, I'm going to get a little louder. So I think Dan puts the like, earmuffs on.
It's like, you know what? We need to tone this down a little bit to settle down. Oh, okay, so relationship manager on Patreon. All right, so do my quick shout out to the Patreon crowd. So thank you guys, Bill Russell, Jeremy Altman, Alan Jackson, Brandy Camp, Christopher Frame, Christopher H. Curry, Harkins Aquatics, Keith Singer, Kevin Cortez, Kindra Ransom, Lisa Clow, Maria Flynn, Miguel Pires, Puddle Aquatics, Reef Infidel, who is new, I believe. That's a new name.
That's one that sticks out.
Rico's Aquariums, Rigoberto Rodriguez III, Ryan Kern, Sana Nomine, Scotty D, Skylar Korn, The Classroom Reef, Thomas Tarrant, Toby Robinson, Trevor Joseph Overbeck, Zara McIntosh, Rebecca Hall, Tim Garner, Adam Okur, and Constance Ann. So thank you guys very much. And thank you for the quick super chat. So that's Jack Ciravo. Yeah, for $4.99 and the $19.99. Wow.
I like that animation.
Wow. Spicy. Thank you. So what is everybody up to this weekend?
Did you watch any the Indians game last night?
I did not.
I normally don't, but it just was nice to have it on, and I was exhausted, and I turned it on, and Welkin was interested in Lexi, so we watched it.
Yeah, it's weird. Like the sports and that type of entertainment has been kind of like out of the mainstream for like so long, but at the same time, I don't feel like. So I was like, oh, I feel like this is just normal.
Is there a specific game?
So I still watch like League of Legends.
I need to watch that. I need to play that again. Well, I don't know if I need to play it, but
No, you're probably good on that.
So much has changed, I'm sure, since I last played that, which was
Yeah.
like 4 years ago.
They change it like all the time.
I know, that was kind of part of what would like make me not play it as much anymore, because like, it'd be like the character is totally different from the last time I played, and I have no clue what's going on. The items are different. You just gotta keep up with it.
I think what really gets me is just like a lot of the personalities that are playing it more than anything. It's not so much the competitive scene. I just like watch specific streamers because for some reason I like listening to them, which I guess is kind of what people do here. It's like sometimes I know that like folks are in other countries. I mean, they can't purchase corals from me, or they don't even have a tank. Sometimes they just like to hang out. And that's kind of like how I am with like the esports scene, because I don't play. Like I'm like 44 years old. I would be not that competitive in such a scene.
not in the professionals, but
not in anything good.
Yeah,
like
not with the young whippersnappers, but
yeah,
they should have 40 and over e-leagues.
Yeah.
Which
Are the Indians supposed to, so from what I understand, like the Indians, they have like a really good shortstop, or is he a second baseman?
Shortstop.
Shortstop. And there's like zero chance that they'll ever be able to re-sign him.
Correct.
Because they lost a lot of revenue for this season already.
They would never have been able to anyways.
And I think he's going to make like $40 million a year or something like that.
More or less.
Something.
Yeah.
Like
yeah, he's one of the best players in baseball, Francisco Lindor, but
yeah,
they have him under contract for 2 more years, and they may actually just keep him and play him out under his contract and hope they can squeeze in. This year, the playoffs are actually expanding to 16 teams, which probably makes it even more likely they keep them because they think they should make the playoffs.
I did hear that. Like pretty much, it's one of those like it's just like a weird hodgepodge season. It's like, you know what?
Let's do it.
This is the year to try different stuff.
Yeah.
Like, just
they're kind of
go for it.
They're kind of going esports on it, where they're changing the rules a little bit.
Well, you know what? We're just gonna try something different.
Yeah.
Like tradition, whatever.
Yeah.
This is completely gonna get an asterisk anyway.
Yeah,
let's just try some different things.
Might as well, right?
Let's just make steroids
Plus, more
legal.
teams in playoffs make it more people will be more interested longer, and you'll have more playoff games, obviously. So
now, do the Indians have a good rotation? Because I think that what's his face?
Kluber is no longer with
gone,
them,
right?
but they do have very strong starting pitching again.
Okay.
They've been good over the years at developing that.
Who used to be their number 2 guy?
You might have said Carrasco, but he
kind of fell off a bit. I was thinking about
he's going today.
And who's the guy that like sliced up his hand with a drone during the World Series?
Bauer.
Yeah,
he is with Cincinnati now.
Yeah. Tune into Tidal Gardens for ESPN update. So this is funny. Like if you keep blacking out volume.
What does that mean?
YouTube keeps blacking out. Yeah. I fully expect something goofy is happening with YouTube, because I mean I'm getting like weird connectivity issue looking things. It's a little strange. Like it's showing that I'm not dropping frames, but my stream quality is like kind of messed. So hopefully you guys are able to see it okay. But by all means, chat, just like freak out. Let me know if there's like some kind of. So anyways, we are just about to start the actual choral portion of the show. So once I hit this button, it might freak out even more. So I apologize in advance for that. And 2 please is a silver level VIP. There you go. So this is something that I haven't really been pushing much of. Oh, here we go. So the whole the YouTube membership thing isn't something that I haven't been pushing hardcore. I think we have 2 people that are members now, and 2 please is now one of them. So thank you.
I've disconnected from your Wi-Fi just in case.
Okay. So hopefully we are still good. We still good, or did it crash when I... so yeah, I have a feeling, that's all I'm gonna say. I have a feeling that things are a little wonky. If it still is looking strange, I'm just gonna restart the stream. So you guys don't have to leave or anything. I'm just gonna like restart. Okay. Because I'm like, oh, weird.
It's going green, yellow, red.
Oh, okay. So it went from definitely problematic to optimistically good now. Yellow and green I can handle. Like the red with like the Ghostbuster sign through it. Less good?
Issues.
Less good? Okay.
Reef therapy. Will, he's on my crew for moving the tanks across the room in a few weeks.
Who's that?
Reef therapy.
Oh. That's very generous of you to lend your time and your back. So I plan to attend. So, okay,
do you plan to document or do you plan to do the heavy lifting?
I'm not going to do anything. I might just show up, just hang out. Just say, hey, what's up, guys?
You got any beer? Can I get something to drink?
I didn't even bring my camera, you guys. I'm just here to
range of. I've measured the internal space to be more accurate. I think it's 440 gallons or so. It's going to be 9 feet long, 40 inches front to back, 26 inches high, and it's all 3/4 inch glass. So,
yeah, that sounds like it's going to be 800, 900 pounds.
Yeah. But that's not the tank that I'm worried about moving right now, because we're doing my current room where my current tank is, which is about 200 gallons, has carpet. Well, it did have carpet, and I've torn most of the carpet out that's not under the tanks. And we're going to empty my 200-gallon display tank and the 80-gallon frag tank into bins, the 100-gallon Rubbermaid tubs. We put everything in there. I have 4 of them for the fish and the coral and the rocks. We're going to move the tanks across the room onto what will be finished tile, so that then the tile can be finished under where the current tanks were. And that's where the new tanks will go in a few weeks.
So backing up even further, he had to get his entire floor done first. Basically, to take everything that's not the aquariums out. Doing the floor, except for where the tanks are, moving the tanks, finishing the floor.
Yep, exactly.
And then moving in a giant new tank, and then setting that all back
That's
up.
the 2 to 4 months of life in the house that will be a little dicey, with my wife saying, when are you getting rid of the old tanks, as I'm waiting for the new tanks to cycle.
So the one time that I had done any kind of move where I had to like take down a tank and put a new one back in its place, it was freak out worthy. Because at one point, one of my other friends, that he helped me, and he did that 20 years ago. It was like one of those types of favors.
That's why I'm hoping to have 4 to 6 experienced hobbyists and beyond helping out on that.
Yeah. So it looks like the YouTube connection thing is still a little glitchy, but they're saying that it's happening to other people's streams as well. But just in case, here's what I'm going to do, okay? We are on item number 10, okay? So you guys will be able to see, because unfortunately I can't like stop the video and have it resume. So you guys are going to miss a couple of the next corals. If you go to the website, you'll see them anyway, because at least you'll see a thumbnail. But unfortunately, this is going to be just like Gabe's Reef is saying, we're going to have to unplug it and plug it back in. So let me go ahead. I'm going to stop my Okay, let me know if we are back. Back. Good. Looks like we're back. And it looks like
it's green, solid green.
And it's solid green. Okay.
It is. It's the old blow on the Nintendo cartridge when it doesn't load up right. Back from the 80s, guys. You don't know what we had to deal with as children.
Yeah. And Nick Ardelian, what's up? I went to high school with Nick.
Oh,
that's why that's why that name like popped out.
Yeah. That was back in the 90s.
Barely 90s. I started high school in 1990.
There you go.
Almost in the 80s. Sorry, Nick, to out our age there. Let's see. Good job, much better. All right, excellent. We made it. Only 10 corals in. Yeah, you can never tell when it comes to like these little technical things. Like, dude, I've seen everything. Like one time, Ben was fiddling with the website, like right before the live show. And he literally, like he changed one character on in the code, and the page, like the TitleGardens.com website would not load. Like you would get like server level not happening, right? And well, that's also kind of bad because you can't access the server. Meaning he had to like find some weird backdoors to even get to the code again because it's not responding at like the server level. Oh, that was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like total server not responding. There's no way to even connect to it.
Were you actually on the live sale at that point?
We were like, it was like 5 minutes before. And then he was able to hack something together to get that fixed. It's like, and the funny thing is like, I totally wasn't worried because I've seen so much goofy stuff that's happened before. Like we used to not have like all these like pretty corals pre-filmed like the day before or whatever and looking good for the most part. It used to be like live where I'm sitting in the greenhouse. There's a camera person that's moving the camera from thing to thing. They'd have to like call out, oh, that we're on number 16 right now. And then I'd have to manually do the overlays.
That's right.
And one time, like the next rack of corals ahead of the camera just tipped over and dumped all the corals. And then the camera guy just like looks at me like live, and I'm just like looking back at him, and it's like, well, fix it. It's like you have 3 corals left to go before you have to put this entire rack back up. Stack them all. Hopefully it's in the right order. Good luck. It's like
I'm hosting the show.
Beauty of live video, you guys. So yes, this little hiccup with my broadcast stuttering, that does not make the list.
You should once a year do a live sale where it's like old school way.
I might.
Click.
Only.
Move the cameras.
Only if I'm able to still do it from this seat, not at the greenhouse.
So you'll let them?
No, we'll do it from the new building. So the camera guy's like downstairs.
Oh, yeah.
But so the communication's going to be weird, so we have to be on like speakerphone or something like that.
Do production crew headset, microphone. You'll have a little earpiece.
Oh, man. So yeah, my interaction with the crowd is a little lacking right now.
I saw somebody from Germany, from Holland.
That's very cool. Holland.
Frank de Groot.
Okay, this is like my American geography kicking in here. Is Holland the same thing as the Netherlands? And I'm asking the other American in the room.
Oh, you're asking me?
Uh-huh.
I was just waiting until somebody answered in the chat before I confirmed.
Frank. He retracted his message. He's offended. No, I'm kidding. I don't know. Maybe
he
did,
offended. Though. Sorry, Frank.
Sorry. Oh. Okay, so somebody... Okay, yes. Holland is the Netherlands, yes. I would like to visit one day. They're not letting us, though. No one's letting us in.
I wouldn't either.
Yeah. So people were... Actually, right before the show started, somebody was asking if they could come visit Tidal Gardens in person. No, that's kind of a nope thing right now because it's just we are on like full on lockdown here. Obviously, Nathan's a guest. I'm also buying some corals from him, so he gets to come in.
Yeah.
Short of that, family and employees only. Gates Reef, Tampa. Why did you do away with the auto color temperature change thing? I'm just doing a change around just for this particular show. So I wanted to see just what it would look like with a clean edit. And the reason why I had a clean edit was because my original broadcast file that I normally revert to somehow was just gone. So I had to rebuild this whole thing from scratch. That's why I think the timer looks different. I went with a different little timer look. So I could have gone and done the whole gradient thing again, but I just kind of didn't feel like doing it because sometimes that special effect, certain corals look a little bit too weird for my liking. So just for this show, I decided to give it that little bit of a break. Okay, so G Rogue. How long are these sale prices for? So this live show goes until about Tuesday. So you'll have it about 4 days, give or take. Bobby's Reef Aquariums, you go to tidalgardens.com/live and then you can purchase these corals. So, by the way, did you guys ever see that that video that I did on like my little secret stash of corals? And the very last one was the Meltdown Favia. He's the guy that sold me the Meltdown Favia. It came from his tank. And I purchased another one today from him. So hopefully within, I don't know, a little while here, we'll be able to start selling those guys again.
You did sell one, right? Or you posted one anyways?
I posted one and it sold like right away. So I'm like, in fact, that's going to be a very high demand thing.
And the ones that you have here already look really good.
Thank you. Yes.
They've grown well, they kept their color, they look great.
Yeah. I wish everything did, but I'm very, very glad that like that stuff definitely did. And Lisa Lacry, that's a name that I haven't heard in such a long time. I haven't hung out on your streams lately, so it's so nice to see you on mine. I appreciate you being here. Because we were going to hang out in Dallas. Because like I think that like she's in that area, because I met her at the Dallas Aquashella. And we were planning on having lunch or something like that for the Dallas show, and then all hell broke loose and there's no more shows till the end of time, apparently. So unfortunately, we were never able to sit and talk about YouTube and all the things. But yeah, very nice to see you. Oh, man. So Roberto is asking about amino acids. Do you do anything with amino acids?
Yeah, I actually started more often every meal. So in the morning and in the evening, I dose 5 milliliters of Brightwell's amino acids, whatever their name is. In the past, I had done it, and I would get like cyanobacteria would seem to start popping up. I think I may have been doing too much. I do think it's beneficial for my aquarium because I have over skim for sure, and I think I may skim some of those out. So I've been doing that for about 3 or 4 weeks now, and it seems to be doing well. I have some corals that weren't doing very well, some various mushrooms that were shrinking and dying, and could not figure out why. I still don't have an exact reason why. But I thought maybe a possibility was that some sort of amino acid issue with it being just stripped from the water too much. Or I had so much biomass in the tanks that could have been amongst the things that was being
Well, rare mushrooms act really strangely. Like it's hard to like to pinpoint why they struggle. They'll struggle for no good reason.
Yes.
But have you noticed anything like positive going on with aminos, or is it just kind of like more par for the course? Just cover your bases.
I don't
and be
know
happy?
that I've done anything long enough to really make a conclusion.
So, Tattoo Dancer, this is Nathan. Is this Nathan or this?
Join sometimes.
Yeah, I think Will has only been on live stream once, and that was like back in the greenhouse live show days. Yeah, I'm actually going to be seeing him like sometime next week, hopefully. But yeah, different guys. No, you know, it'd be funny if I was just like making up friends, and they're all like the same. 87 Captain Jerk, really? I didn't name it, so yes, really. I don't know her. So as far as like amino acids here, we were using what do you call it? Fuel, aqua vitro fuel for a little while here. We've used like one or two things with the Brightwell, and we've used ANACROPORA before. Then one of the guys here, Luke, decides to like experiment and just make his own for his tank out of just like commercially available powders and stuff and amino acids. So that's what we've been doing, available stuff. It's like stuff that I even thought were the store-bought amino acids, just mix them up and dose it. So far it hasn't killed anything. So that's always a positive sign.
It's heading in the right direction, or not the wrong direction anyways.
Sometimes when we get experimental, we get like overly exuberant, we try it on like every tank, and then about a month later it's like, have you noticed that the Colorado sunburst anemone just lost all of its color? Like,
I've made a huge mistake.
Yeah, mistakes are made. Okay, so Sean Davies is asking, in your experience, how critical is surface agitation, and have you ever seen a healthy, stable system without it? I think it's pretty important for a number of reasons, but did you have any thoughts on that?
I would encourage surface agitation. And
His tanks have like 10 times more flow than my tanks.
Yeah, but I have a lot. I mean, you hear the way different pumps kick on in different sequences, and you hear kind of like crashing of waves.
So my thing is you get like two real big benefits from that surface agitation. One is, and I'm going to go ahead and assume that we're talking about systems with some kind of overflow box, because oftentimes what happens, especially in larger aquariums, is that you get like this scum that builds up on the top surface, and that overflow box is supposed to remove that scum. But sometimes there isn't enough water movement of the surface to even get all that scum over to your overflow box even.
Yeah, it'll get trapped by the flow just in a corner sometimes.
Or on the complete opposite end of the aquarium.
Yeah.
So that's where it really helps out. Angry Owl Aquariums, what's up, man? Does low magnesium cause excessive salt creep? I don't think so. I think the only thing that's really caused excessive salt creep for me is when there's kind of going back to surface agitation, too much of that going on, and you're getting like micro splatters and stuff like that. That usually is like the number one thing that's causing like a lot of creep. It's like a bubble formation that's popping, or basically that little bit of agitation. Anytime that you get any opportunity for a little bit of like reef spittle to go on stuff here and there, it's gonna.
And then it dries up.
And then it dries up, and then it gets bigger, and it gets, yeah, it's.
I think low magnesium may cause some excessive. I think it has.
What happens is somebody here will want more surface agitation, so they'll like change one of like the outputs from our returns or something like that slightly up, and it'll you know make nice little waves, but then like there's just crust coming off of my lights or something like that. And so now like we have our lights way up, like 3. Yeah, refugium above their regular aquarium, their show tank. And the idea is that you would have all of your filtration and stuff happen in the sump below, and it would send water to both your tank and the refugium, and the refugium will passively drain down into your tank so as to just the fact that the water is coming out of this tank and down into this tank, it's going to introduce air. And you can try a lot of like hardcore engineering techniques to a lot less enjoyable. So Tattoo Dancer's asking you, do you feed your Euphilia? Because old wisdom says, don't feed, it'll rot inside the coral, but my Euphilia really seem to enjoy daily reef snow feedings. What's your take on that?
I broadcast feed a lot of food just when I feed, so I'm sure if it wants to uptake particles of food, it will. I don't like target feed it mysis shrimp or anything, which might lead to the old wisdom that says if you give it big chunks of food, maybe that would cause the rot, but I don't think like microfoods would. And I'm not even sure if large chunky pieces.
Because I don't even know if those
would it uptake large. I've never seen one take a like a piece of clam or mysis.
Yeah, Euphilia aren't like super aggressive feeders.
Yeah.
Like strangely, now you'd think that like those things would grab everything in the water. They grab nothing. Like they're just really not into it. And even when they do grab stuff, they spit it out really fast, like faster than you would think that it had any chance to digest anything. The other weird thing about Euphilia is, for whatever reason, a lot of them are really struggle bussy. Like the ones that have been in aquariums for like a long time tend to do pretty well. But a lot of like the recent import stuff, like I don't want to even touch that stuff because it'll do well, and it's so expensive, you guys. Like if you guys aren't hip to the whole import export game right now, stuff is pricey. So it's a big risk to take in this stuff, and Euphilia in particular love to find weird ways just to like fall apart.
That and they'll look nice for quite a while, and all of a sudden, next thing you know, brown jelly disease.
Just poof. Yeah.
Worst smelling stuff in the world, by the way.
There's some contenders. We've smelled some contenders. Okay, freezing. All right.
We've got a green stream. Back to yellow.
It doesn't like something. So I'm just gonna start closing down my own windows here. Yeah, I don't know what's going on there.
You got a movie playing on in the background.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on back there. Luke is one of the guys that works here.
Luke of Tidal Gardens fame. Luke doing the fancy rock work in your last video.
Yes. Somebody was saying like, because it's like who's we? We haven't seen you. We haven't seen you do anything in this video.
You're starting to get the idea of Tidal Gardens, guys.
It's like that's how this works. Like I take all the credit, and I make everyone do all the work. That's how this. That's the nature of things.
You didn't build this studio to not sit in it during the day.
Yeah, guys. Tanks are gross. I don't want to have my hands in there.
I want them quiet. I don't want any salt creep, and I don't want to work in them.
Yeah, it's like, let's not be silly. It's like I don't want to shoot video of my tanks. No, I got people for that. So they're saying, so reef therapy, big fan of having particle food in the water. Don't spot feed much anymore. Yeah, we started to spot feed quite a lot here, though, because Luke, and just go and just feed the heck out of everything, and that's made a huge difference, I think. Yeah, Than makes ice cream all day. They don't know about the ice cream thing.
Oh, really? Yeah.
There are some serious perks to working here. One of which is I may have bought a professional gelato machine. So we can, at any time, make fresh ice cream.
Which a month ago or so, when the kids and I were here, you made ice cream. The kids want to come back to Tidal Gardens every chance they get now.
It's so I don't like to get out much, but I still would like to have like some friends over and stuff, right? Occasionally. And
So you bribe them over with
do.
ice cream.
It's so easy with the ice cream.
Gourmet ice cream and gourmet coffee.
It's like it's wonderful because it's like, yeah, it's like so and so we haven't hung out in a long time. We should get together. Sure, yeah. Why don't you guys come over here? I have an ice cream machine. You've got kids. They'd love it. And boom, here they come.
Hey, as long as Luke gets some ice cream, if you're making it all day, do you let everybody else eat some? Are you perfecting your recipes?
So the problem, yeah, it's this stream is just the worst right now. But yeah, so the problem with the ice cream is that it's so delicious that it's like a problem. Like I need to be on
Some exercise equipment. Oh, the Tidal Gardens gym. Yeah, you could have an employee gym. You can expense that stuff.
at the very least put a yoga mat down and do that.
Get a Peloton. One of those the Peloton bikes. Have you seen those with the
I
fancy
have,
one that you can do all the classes and all that good stuff?
but then but since like the class,
They're big at tech companies, man.
Are they?
Oh yeah.
I have to. do
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Silicon Valley, I'm sure, is just loaded up with Pelotons for employees.
Yeah, the stream is just.
So if the stream is glitchy, but like later on, will this video, when you post,
It'll just like skip ahead past those glitchy points. What I just don't understand about like this particular stream is that it shows like dropped frames, right? So if you're like dropping a ton of frames, it's like, okay, there's like something wrong going. All I'm seeing is like is just the broadcast bandwidth is having an issue, which it could be like ISP related. It could be a couple of other things, but I'm like looking at my frame rate. I've dropped 2 frames. Usually there's a problem when I drop 4,000. So my guess is it's something with just, I'm gonna turn off like my phones and stuff just to see. One sec.
your phones?
Yeah. If they're like doing anything wonky. All right. Let's see what I can turn off on this property from my phone. Yeah, let's see about that.
Back to green, right there. Boom. Oh, back to yellow.
Yeah. What if you lower the stream quality? It could be weird, but I can try it, Tattoo Dancer. I could try it. Like I can't even get my camera thing to even open up. That's not a great sign. Let's see. If I'm gonna mess with my output settings. Okay, somebody's like, it's getting worse. $5 to fix this problem. All right, let's see here. Camera off. Yeah, throw money at the problem, you guys. Camera off.